Hey guys, Coach Nate here from The Run Experience. Excited to bring you the latest Together We Move workout, which is a glute strengthening and activating workout led and brought by Coach Morgan. Now, all you need is a band for this workout and just some floor space. You can really do this anywhere, but it is excellent for not only getting those bigger, powerful muscle movers going for that stronger, more open stride, but also for activating those intrinsic, smaller, stabilizing muscles in our hips that are so important for keeping us injury-free.
Hey runners, Coach Morgan here, and today I'm bringing you an at-home strength workout targeting our glutes and hips. Now, when we sit a lot more, like we're probably doing now, those hips and glutes get super weak, so it's time to turn them on today. And best part about today's workout, it's follow along style. So if you haven't been able to work out with your friends, hopefully you'll enjoy working out with me today. I'm super excited, so let's get into that workout. The best way to help activate those hips and glutes is by using bands. And that's what we're going to be doing today. I have two different ones here. One's got a little bit more resistance and one has a little bit less because I need this for some of the movements today. If you don't have a band, that's totally fine. You can use something like a buff, a bandana, a long sleeve shirt with the arms tied together, something that just gives you a little bit of resistance but still is stretchy. So let's get into it. Lucky for you guys, all you have to do is follow along today. I'm gonna have my app here open on my phone. If you guys wanna do any future workouts where you need something like this, I will drop it down in the description below, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna give you a brief overview of each movement before we get into it. That first movement, we're gonna be taking our band, stepping through, and we're gonna keep it right above the knees here. We don't want it too close to that kneecap. We're gonna stand with our feet hip width apart and we're gonna go down into our squat form. I'm gonna show you from the side here. We're gonna be sitting back into that squat as low as you can kind of comfortably go down. We don't want you going past that 90-degree angle though. Making sure that those toes are not over top of our knees. And remember, as we sit back into our squat, that we're moving from the hips first and then the knees are going down afterwards. As we're down here in this squat, we're going to be doing squat abduction pulses. So we're going to be pushing those knees out to the side, nice and easily. Okay, that's the first movement. We'll get into the other ones before we hit them. So, got my app set up and here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1, sitting down low into that squat, pushing those knees out to the side, nice and controlled. Try not to let those knees just fall back in, right? We really want to control that. We're working on those abductor muscles, so what's pushing out to the side here. And just kind of finding your rhythm here. For this workout, I guess I should have told you, we're doing 45 seconds on, 15 seconds worth of rest. We have 4 movements. We're doing for 3 rounds. But you guys will find that out anyways. Still sitting low into that squat if you need to. Taking a little break, but sitting right back out, down into it. Maybe sitting a little bit further this time. And standing up, resting for 15 seconds while I tell you the next movement here. We're gonna be down on the ground. I'm gonna grab my bigger band here, and we're gonna be in our high plank position, keeping that core on nice and tight, and we're gonna be doing plank walks. So with this, we're going to keep our body nice and tight. We're going to take our right hand and right foot at the same time and moving them over, slowly trying not to make that back move side to side. Stepping with these. I might go ahead and frame a little bit here, sorry. Trying to keep that back nice and sturdy. If you need to, you can go hand and foot singly if that's just a little bit too much for you. But we really want to make sure we're staying in that nice high plank position. Taking a breath here if it's going to be too much. Walking back and forth. Trying to keep that tension on the band here. And remember, with these, you always want to keep your wrist underneath your shoulders. Next movement we have up, we are going to be back down here on the ground for clamshells. Putting that right back over your knees. Laying laying down on the ground. You can have your hands supporting your neck, and we're going to be driving this knee up to the sky. I have my feet kind of locked in here together, really focusing on that outer hip there. Once again, just like we did with the pulses, we don't want to let that knee fall back down to the other one. Nice and slow and controlled here, opening up. Now I'm going to stay on my right side here for most of the time, and I'm going to flip over, all ninja-like, to the other side about halfway through. Big open wide here. You may find yourself being able to get a little bit wider as we go along with these. Next one we have are going to be high knees. So I'm going to slide the band down by my feet, right underneath my arches. Normally I'd be barefoot for these, but I want a little bit of stability here with the band on my foot. It just kind of hurts a little bit. So rolling those shoulders back, keeping that core nice and tight. We're going to be marching and driving those knees up as high as we can. You guys know what high knees are. Come on. Finding a little bit of balance here. Trying not to shift around too much. Working on those hip flexor muscles. So that drive up there. This is super helpful for that run form, right? When we want to be really powerful with that knee drive. You can kind of add those hands in there if you really want to get some power. Once again, we don't let that band just fall down to the ground, right? We drive up, let it release nice and slowly. It's all about control. And we're resting, guys. That's it. We have 2 more rounds here. We're going to start back off with the same band, going back up to the top. Deep breath here, keep breathing. We have that 30 seconds worth of rest, 45 seconds worth of rest here. Taking a breath here, making sure if you want to maybe move around in those hips, kind of stretch it out a little bit, rolling those shoulders back. You really want to focus on engaging these hips here. If you need a little bit of extra help, you can kind of take your thumb and put it on that hip. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of manual stimulation there to turn these muscles on and get ready to go. All right, and we are back down into those lateral squat pulse, abduction pulses. We're moving in a lateral direction here. Trying to keep those hips sitting back. We don't want to get into the habit of bringing the knee all the way up over the toe. You want to sit that back. Nice and slow and controlled here. Keep breathing, keeping that core nice and tight, that chest up high. Keep breathing. 2 and 1. We are back down to our plank blocks there. These ones for me personally, as you can probably tell, are the most challenging to keep that stability in my core. But when we have that stability in our core, it's going to keep us from swishing around too much when we run, which is just going to make us a more efficient runner. I'm going to try not to step on my phone. And for me, this one just takes a round or 2 to kind of get the form down. I might even move back into the tighter band at the last round. Once again, keeping that core on nice and tight here. We are not letting it drop. We don't want to be wiggling around too much. And rest. I know you guys are definitely getting tired because so am I. All right, back down here on the ground. This time I'm going to start by laying on my left side. And here we go. We want to keep that knee, hip, and shoulder all in one straight line. Once again, if you need a little bit of help, take that thumb, put it on that hip, and really feel it start to activate. And halfway through, we're gonna flip. You can also just roll over to the other side, but I want to face you guys, so I'm gonna do that. Gives us a little bit of a break in there as well too. These are like my favorite and least favorite ones. They work really well. All right, once again, putting that band on our feet for our high knees. Stand up, shake it out, roll those shoulders back, and this time I'm going to drive just a little bit higher with those knees. Keeping that core on nice and tight. I want to really focus on that run form. Right, nice tall chest and shoulders. I'm driving the elbows back behind me, but I'm also keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed too, right? I want to hunch them up and make my neck hurt. Picturing myself running, sprinting, driving those knees up, being strong and powerful. You're also getting a little bit of bonus footwork in here because you have to keep your foot in that flexed position, pulling the band up. You're going to notice that one leg is probably a little bit stronger than the other, and that's okay. That just gives us something to work on. And we're done. Oh no. Shoes untied. That is a rookie move, guys. But we're going back up to the top for our final round. Let's do this. Shake those legs out. Nice big stretch here. You can drop the head, drop the neck, drop the shoulders. If you have the flexibility, you can kind of grab those toes. Roll it up nice and slowly. Shake it out, shimmy it out, dance it out, whatever you're most comfortable with. We're going to do that. We're going to get into that final round. Tighten the ponytail. Sit back down into that squat. And squat abduction pulses. After this workout, I highly suggest getting that foam roller out and just really working on those hips because they're probably going to be pretty sore, especially those quads as well too. Keeping that back nice and flat, chest up high. Remember, we always want better form over more reps. So if I start to be here, I'm just going to shake it out a little bit. I'm going to sit down and continue to work, making sure that we are driving those knees out to the side, really engaging those glutes there. And one. Now this time I'm going to challenge myself, like I said, and take the smaller band right on my forearms here, underneath my elbows. And we're down on the ground for the last time of the plank walks. Oh boy, that's a little trickier. That's okay. We're just going to take baby steps, right? That's all it's about. Baby steps to getting better. You guys didn't know we were getting a bonus core workout in today, did you? Keeping that core from rocking side to side, keeping those hips down nice and low as well too. You want to squeeze those glutes back there like you got a piece of paper, and you do not want to drop it. Glad those are over. All right, back down on the ground. Up on our knees, once again. Gonna start on my right side here, and we'll switch halfway through. Even in this position where you might feel like you can let that core go and just work on lifting that knee up, engaging that glute, keeping that core on nice and tight, always, always, always. And we don't just think about our core as our abs here. Our core is all the way around. When we support our back, when our back feels supported, everything else, the rest of us, can just work just a little bit better. On this side for that last bit. See if we can get that little bit more range of motion in there. And rest. Last time here with the high knees. Wiggle around to my feet. Rolling those shoulders back. And here we go. Last 45 seconds. Just because this is a lower impact workout does not mean that we are not working hard today, guys. Remember, we want to keep those hips driving forward here, right? We don't want to sit those hips back on this one. It's about that hip flexion right here. And our stability, always working on our stability. Last 15 seconds here, guys, you got it. March it out. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. Thanks for working out with me. Thanks guys for following along with me today. Hopefully you got as much out of that as I did, and I'm really hoping that now you can feel those glutes engage and take that out into your running. Really feel those glutes engage as we push off in that run form. It's going to make you so much of a stronger and more powerful runner to be able to push off stronger, which is just going to make you faster. And who doesn't want to be faster?